Good morning, WDI, and happy Friday. Beth here, coming to you on this Friday, February 28th, 2020, with some super exciting news in the world of assessments. So, the other day I had a lady call our office and say that she was wicked killer impressed with our services, and I am hoping that you feel wicked killer impressed with the announcement I am about to make. In an effort to closer align ourselves with DEED policy, the coordinators of the Dislocated Worker Program and the WIOA Adult Program, so Wanda and Sonia, have agreed that we will no longer require an academic-based assessment prior to enrollment for folks in Dislocated Worker and WIOA Adult programs. That's awesome. So basically, what it's saying is folks who come in and they aren't sure really what they want to do, they're not sure if they want to go to training, but they think they might just want a job search and need some guidance in that regard, they will no longer need an academic assessment. Now, folks that want to go on to training will still need that assessment, but you don't need to do it before they're enrolled. So let's say Sam comes in and she's not really sure, and through your awesome career counseling, you decide that, hey, Sam wants to be a phlebotomist, and so you're going to look at that training. You would need to do an assessment at that time, but not before enrollment. So that's pretty awesome. Other great news. For basic skills deficiency standards, we no longer need to use just the TABE. We can use the GAIN as well. So we've updated our policy and guidance letter to reflect that. So the GAIN or the TABE can be used for youth programming for basic skills deficiency. That kind of brings us to one thing, the TABE versus the GAIN. So the TABE and the GAIN are our two academic-based assessments. They show us where people are at their reading and math levels. We've kind of defaulted to the TABE locator recently because it takes about 30 minutes. It's really pretty easy for folks to complete. But there's some questions regarding its accuracy. And then also, the report is kind of not awesome. So this is a report. And it gives you no real information. It tells you what test booklet they were in and how many points they got right. But it doesn't give you any information to give to your participant. So it's definitely, the hoop has been jumped through, but it doesn't really give you a lot of information. I would encourage you guys, just cross this name out here quick, to consider using the GAIN for your academic assessment. On the one hand, it is the easiest assessment in the entire world to administer. You log in, you type their first name, last name, select yourself as the proctor, and you're done. It's so easy to give. The other thing, let's see if her name's on the side. One second. Is the report is awesome. You actually have something to report back to your participant with. So this person's report, the front side says how many they got correct. So this kind of reminds me of the TABE, what you did, you scored this many points correct. However, on this side, it goes way more in depth on the different categories that they were tested on and how they did in each of those categories. And then down here, it even breaks out areas for improvement. You can actually work with your participants on this and say, hey, you know what? Fractions weren't a strength for you. So what can we do to improve that? Especially because we're only using this for training because they don't need it before they're enrolled. Youth counselors, you will still need to do an academic-based assessment prior to enrollment. But I think that's positive because a lot of times we're referring back to ABEs and that sort of thing. You need that more holistic plan from the get-go. With our adults and dislocated workers, they're at a different stage in their lives. So I'm looking at my list of topics. The other thing I want to talk to you about, strong interest inventory. It's a great assessment that we can give to anybody. Anybody that comes in can take the strong interest inventory. I do want to let you know there's another one available. It's faster, and it's kind of gives you a quick overview of where folks are at. It's on the Career One Stop website. So if you go to careeronestop.org, and then I'll show you in a second how to get to it. It's a 5-minute, 30-question assessment. It's based on the same information as the strong, and it's going to give you some really quick information on what folks might be interested in. We're seeing a lot of folks writing a waived assessment on their intake forms. Let's not do that. Let's just do the quick version if you're not going to do something rather than nothing. We all have second screens now, or most of us do, so it's really cool. You can just quick turn your screen during your enrollment or during one of your meetings, have them click through the buttons while you're signing your paperwork, making copies of IDs, whatever it is. And then you've really got a quick foundation of what they are interested in. I think this is a great option if you have somebody who, let's say, has been in the nursing field for a long time. They've done the CNA, they've done the PCA, and they want to go on to LPN. You're pretty sure it's a good fit. You can do that assessment to make sure. Now, let's say you have somebody who has no clue what they want to do. That's when I would tap into the strong interest inventory as a resource, because it's going to give you, way more in-depth information. So just some other options for you. The last thing I'm going to share with you is our new WDI assessment manual. So this will be linked in the email, and when I give it to John, I will ask him to pop it up on the intranet as well. The first page is the new policy and guidance letter, so you can read through that. The next 4 pages, it's a quick fact sheet on each of those assessments that I just talked about. So the 2 academic ones, the GAIN and the TABE, and then the 2 interest inventories, the strong and the career one-stop. It's going to give you just a quick blurb about each of those. It also has a spot where you can write in your login information. For the strong and that's it. For the strong, we all share the same username. For the career one-stop, there isn't one. And for the GAIN and the TABE, if you don't have a username, or if you want your username changed to your new @WDIMN email, shoot me an email and I can get that set up for you. The rest of the pages are information on how to set up a test and how to print the results. We're going to set up a course in the next month or two, probably 2 months, on how to interpret the strong. So if you haven't taken that with me yet before, we'll do that and we'll get you all knowledgeable about that stuff. So check this out. I hope it will be a great resource for all of you. I think that is all the news that I have for this fabulous Friday. I hope you are all wicked killer impressed with this news. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, to Sonia, to Wanda, to any of our awesome folks that we have at WDI. That's what I've got. Happy Friday.